Welcome everyone for this short video demonstration on model development using Configuration Hub, a new capability coming up in iFix 6.5. Model configuration is available through the navigation panel of the Configuration Hub. Model Explorer panel displays asset types and asset instances along with their hierarchy. The Explorer panel enables creation of new types, enables import export of model configurations in and out of Configuration Hub. An asset type edit can be launched by selecting the node and then accessing the context menu that's offered against the node, and this includes duplication, deletion, export of a type, and also an edit of the type. An asset edit is launched into a new panel. The primary elements of an asset type are definition of the asset characteristics in the form of variables. So this variable grid offers the characteristics of an asset type. The other section in this panel is contain types, which can be used primarily to define a containment hierarchy against the asset type. There are three different types of variables that can be created for an asset, and these three types actually are direct, indirect, and static variables. Direct variables are created as iFix tags when this particular type is instantiated to create an asset instance. Indirect variables are not created as iFix tags, but rather are referenced against an existing iFix tag. So the model can be paired with an existing flat iFix tag database in this mechanism. And static variables are used to capture specific asset information that does not change in the runtime or during the SCADA execution. Some of the examples are serial number, make and model of an asset. Asset type hierarchy itself can be achieved through containment, and contained assets can be defined through this grid, and multiple asset types can be contained in the same type using aliasing mechanism that is shown here. So I have two rotor types contained with aliases rotor A and rotor B. Variations in asset type definitions can be applied through templates. In this particular example, I have a default motor template, and I also have another variance of this particular asset type definition through another variant called induction motor. The variations can be applied with respect to excluding or including variables themselves actually into the asset type definition. Also, templates offer block type, iFix block type change across templates. So you could define certain variables with certain block types and across templates. The values in the template variables, which eventually become iFix tag fields, can use substitutions. These substitutions are placeholders for values, and they start with default values, and then after instantiation, these values can be changed to reflect across the iFix tag field names. And these substitutions live in the scope of a template and a type definition. After the type definition is complete, these types can be instantiated against a template and to create an asset instance. In this example, I'm now creating an asset instance using the template for induction motor. So this would create variables that are included and with the block type that is selected against the variables. Similarly, I can create another asset instance by selecting a default template for the motor, and then as I create an object instance for this particular type using this template, as you can see, I have all the variables included for this particular template. So all of these variables will now be created along with an object instance. The variables will be created as tags in the iFix tag database. As we move into the database panel in Configuration Hub, you will notice that the new instances, a complete path to the new instance along with the variable name is created as an iFix tag. And you will also notice that the type, the block type actually is picked up from the way it is defined in the template. And each of these tags will have the field definitions coming from the template, including any substitutions that are made over there, the value substituted and then applied to the tag field values. And these tags actually are also created based on the block type that is defined in the template. And similarly, if you notice different variants of the asset types that are created as instances do get their specific variables that are defined in the template. So both the induction and a regular motor type actually can be created, and you will see multiple variables created at the same time. In conclusion, modeling offers great value in tag creation with the naming consistency and reduced errors, and also helps to organize tags in a structured format, and helps create object instances that reflect assets in the application. Thank you.